guys up, get you all charged up so you can go leave and not do anything, or do something for 10 days, right? So we're talking about, Tony Robbins is about strategies, right? It's about strategies, it's about state, it's about rituals, right? So we want to give you something that you can take home and that you can practice and work on a daily basis. That's what success is, okay? So it all starts with a decision, right? So decision means, in Latin form, right, to cut from, right? So when you decide, you cut off any other possibility. Any other possibility. I tell you right now, Troy, JC, Michael, Ron, everyone in here that I'm working with has made a choice. How do I know that? Troy's driving all the way to freaking Fort Lauderdale and then coming all the way back up to where? Atlanta, we're all over the place, right?
That's right.
JC, the guy does anything I ask him to, he's amazing, right? So that is a decision, you guys. That's what it takes. At least, at some level, whether it's part-time, full-time, that's what it takes to make it in this industry. So have you guys decided? Ask yourself that question. Keep it to yourself. But have you made a conscious decision to do whatever it takes? All right? So, LODI, what's that stand for? It's not the newest rap craze or band, right? So, basically, the law of diminished intent. What does that mean? Does anyone know what that means? It means basically, in about 10 days, most people will lose that excitement. They'll lose it, right? So, how do we integrate all of this? We've heard from some great leaders today. I don't know about you guys, but the talent in this room is absolutely mind-blowing to me, right? And I've been fortunate, so is Mike, to be around some of the most successful people in the world. And as soon as I joined this company, and I met the Luz, I went down to Utah. It was an amazing experience, and I said, these people are the real deal. Right? These people are, like JC says, no quit kind of guys. Right? We lock arms and we run. So, how do we integrate this? Strategy, number one. Okay? What is our strategy? Well, I'm going to ask a couple questions. What did we learn today about strategy? Someone give me a strategy you learned today. Mike, what's the strategy you learned today?
3 and 3.
Nice, 3 and 3. Right, perfect. Terry, what's the strategy? Okay, that works too.
Simple, duplicable.
Good, good. Keep it simple. Keep it elementary. Ron, you can't play this game. Come on. Okay, go ahead.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, right, JC? See, I listened to all your slogans. Write your goals down. Beautiful, right? Write your goals down. We're going to talk about some other ones just like that. So, you guys listened. I'm impressed, right? Awesome. So, strategy, number one. Story. What kind of story do you guys tell yourself? What kind of story are you telling others? We'll get into story in a minute. This is one of my favorite things about Tony Robbins, the story. State. Okay? State. Everything. What kind of state are you in? What kind of state are you bringing to the table every day? Right? When you go talk to someone about Ludaxx, so you're like, right? Is that what you do? Or I can tell Lewis, right? Lewis, yeah, I'll talk to you. This guy, I've only known him for maybe, I don't know, what, 6 hours today? I can already tell the guy's like, ah, right? That's energy. That's awesome, right? And that's why he's killing it. Okay, so what strategies are you guys taking home? We went over that. Remember the Ludaxx business system. Okay, we got an amazing back office, first of all. If you guys haven't explored that, please do, right? We got some amazing tips, obviously, from Kathy, who's, just amazing. Obviously, we're talking about Kathy and Todd as well. But wow, right? Todd has more animals in his house than I've seen in Africa when I went to Africa. Mounted on his walls, and me and my buddy Andrew were like, whoa. I walked downstairs and like tiger. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so the Ludaxx business system, right? A duplicatable process. We have an amazing packet, obviously, that Gary's going to get out to everyone. That I've been fortunate to see, and it's perfect. It's a perfect tool. I'm glad that I have that now. It kind of puts everything in perspective because I'm new to this business as well. So it just gives the tools that you guys need. So use the tools. And Gary's been in this industry for 22 years. It's kind of a long time. So follow the leaders, right? At Tony Robbins would say, do not reinvent the wheel, right? Why reinvent the wheel? JC always says, oh, you're so coachable. I said, well, I know the power of listening to people who've already done it, right? People who are more successful than myself. Rituals, one of my favorite, right? You are rewarded in public for what you do in private. What does that mean? That means when you go home, do you go home and you open the tasty cakes and sit in front of the television? Or are you on the phone making calls, working with your upline, right? What are you doing in private? When nobody's looking, what are you guys up to? Okay? All right, story. Okay, what kind of story are you guys telling yourself? This is huge, you guys. All right? So, Tony Robbins, what does he say? Something that I've loved. So I've been listening to Tony Robbins since I'm 7 years old. And, you know, that's how I've been able to gain so much success in my life. I'm very fortunate for that. My mom, actually, I got in trouble when I was about 7. I was a really good, you know, athlete, playing all kinds of sports, and I used to have a bad temper, like throw my racket and kick kids, and I was mean little thing. And so she basically said, you can't come out of your room until you listen to these CDs. And I was like, oh, who's this guy? He was like 19 years old, right? And he was on all the infomercials, and I refused. I held out for like 5 days. Then I got bored, right? Just took my TV away from me. So I listened to him, and then I was hooked from there, you guys, and I'm very fortunate to have that experience. My mom used to put subliminal messages in my ears when I was really young. So my mom knew the power of, obviously, you know, visualization and exposure. And that's really important. I'm very grateful for that. So, you know, what kind of story you guys tell yourself is very important. So, Mike, what kind of story do you tell yourself?
Every day I wake up and, you know, whether it's shower, whether it's run, I'm telling myself that I'm grateful first for a lot of the blessings I have in my life, whether it's family, or friends, or my health. And then I start visualizing the things that I want and are, you know, telling myself that success is around the corner, that avalanches of abundance are flowing my way. And then every day all I have to do is reach out for it, stay consistent, and I'll have what I want.
Beautiful, beautiful, I love it. And you know, the only reason you guys can't have what you want is because of the story you're telling yourself. That's it. So it's all a story, you guys. It's just like they were saying earlier, if we put you know, Ron Summer outside, all right, and I said, I'll give the Summer away something for $1,000, you find a way, right? It's leverage, you guys. It's leverage. What kind of leverage are you getting on yourself? And that's the difference between winners and people who aren't successful, is that little thing, right? It's all, like you said, we're doing this 8 inches, okay? So what kind of story are you telling others? Are you selling the product or are you telling the product? Right? That's huge. Ron says all the time. What's your slogans too, man? He says, you know, don't sell it, tell it. Okay? So, what are you guys telling to other people? Are you guys running out there and, like me, I'm just excited about it. I go and I just tell people, I don't even say, hey, you want to join this company? It's so great. I don't even do that, right? I just go out and I'm like, man, you know, this product's amazing. You got to check it out. And I just, you know, I have it on me or whatever. People ask me about it, right? I don't go and shove it in people's faces, all right? So, you know, what kind of story are you telling others? I like they put the crown on the thing. That's pretty cool. Okay, the greater the challenge, the greater the hero needed. Right? So, what are you guys going to take from this today? Are you guys going to become the hero? Who were you before this, and who are you now? Who are you guys now? Okay? Okay, who you are now is your new state. Okay, what you've learned today, you guys, what you're taking home from this today is your new state. Okay, what Michael and I do is we work with people all over the entire world, and a lot of them go to these Tony Robbins events. And if you haven't been to a Robbins event, I definitely suggest you guys get to one. It's like a rock concert, right? So when you leave the event, though, a lot of people will kind of fade off, right, because of the LODI we talked about. So what we do is we get them enrolled in coaching and Skype and all kinds of other things, and you know, we both have people literally all over the world, 40 countries or whatever it is. It's really cool. But we keep those people conditioned, right? And that's what you guys need to do with your upline, right? Keep yourself conditioned. Like they say, when you're feeling down, go up, and when you're feeling great, go down, right? So, you know, I read that somewhere and I thought that was pretty cool. It makes a lot of sense. Okay? So what is your new state? All right. Here's a tool, you guys. Something that Tony Robbins talks about. He said after being around for 30 years and being over in 100 countries and working with, what is it, 4 million people now? 4 million people in the world. It's a lot of people. But the most important thing that he learned, you guys, is what he calls the triad. Okay, there's 3 things that have to happen in order for you to basically feel any given way at any given time. What is your state, right? So, I'm going to start. We're going to play a little game here. Terry, wake up real quick. This is Terry. Give Terry a hand. All right, real simple. Terry, I want you to act depressed. Terry, I want you to act excited. That's it. Thank you. Why did I have Terry? Give her a round of applause. So why did I have, how did Terry know how to be depressed real quick?
You've been there.
Because we do this on a daily basis, right? Or a weekly basis or whatever. So the idea, you guys, is that we know how to go there already. Okay? So the first law of the triad, or basically the first thing of the triad, as you guys can see, is physiology. All right? Physiology first. Okay? The second thing is focus. Okay, what are you focusing on? The third thing is your language. Okay, so these three things together, you guys, that makes up the triad, how you feel at any given time. Let's just say you're excited, right? You're feeling good, you're like Terry, right? But you keep telling yourself, man, I suck, right? You think you're really going to get very far. Or, you know, oh, they just do well in Jacksonville because they're in Jacksonville, right? Come on, right? We've all heard that before. I'm all the way out in Tampa or Bradenton, but, you know, pretty much, you know, JC has to make 5-hour trips every once a week just to kind of hang out with us, right? So, I mean, we're all down there pretty much by ourselves right now, too. And, you know, I don't sit there, oh my God, JC never comes down, right? You just make it work. Okay? All right, so, everybody? Oh, that's supposed to zoom. They missed the other ones in there, did you? No worries, no worries. So, real quick, you guys, get another slide. But physiology, what goes under physiology? Obviously, you guys, your body, posture, your head, right? You always go from head to toe, okay? Your head. Is your head up, is it down, right? Is your shoulders down, or are they up? Okay? Right? Are you here? Or are you here? Do you think that makes a difference? You know, 80% of what we do is rely on our body language, right? So if you come up to somebody and you're like, hey, what's up, right? Or you're like Lewis and you're like, what's up, right? Big difference. I love it, right? So, big difference, okay? How is your diet, right? Obviously, tie that back into Ludaxx. Are you taking your Pearl? Are you taking your F21, right? You know, are you taking your new carb blockers, right? Yes. Okay, so, you know, physiology, how is your diet? How's your nutrition, right? Are you waking up every morning and are you eating a croissant sandwich or going to Dunkin' Donuts, right? I don't know how people do that, by the way, but I see the line at Dunkin' Donuts is like all the way down in the morning when I go to the gas station. I'm like, how do people start their day like that? It's crazy. So, you know, how is your diet, right? Okay, focus. What are you focusing on? Okay, are you, like I said, are you focusing on what's wrong with the situation or are you focusing on what's right with the situation? Okay? Your language. What are you telling yourself over and over again? What kind of questions are you asking yourself? Okay, do you guys know that basically our brain is like a computer? Whatever question you ask it, you get an answer. Right? Why does this always happen to me? What kind of question is that, right? Because I'm a freaking idiot, right? Because I'm not Lewis, right? Right? So, whatever question you guys ask yourself is the answer you're going to get, all right? So, come up with better questions, right? So these three things, you guys, together. When you guys are feeling in a lousy state or you're feeling something challenging happens to you, I welcome challenges. I'm like, bring it, right? Because I know that I can get myself out of this state in a heartbeat, all right? So, I want everybody to stand up. All right, we're going to pick a state. Hey Mike, one second. We're going to pick a state, you guys. We're going to say, what state do you think is the most important state to have when you're out there in the field? I feel like I'm on Price is Right. Confidence, right? Ultimate certainty. All right, so we're going to practice. Your hands got to go down to this one, sir. There you go. You can't get. Yeah, right. All right, so I want you guys to get first physiology. Do your own thing. Get in your ultimate state, right? Yep, bounce it off, shake it off, guys. All right, boom, certainly. Let's put physiology first. Physiology first. Stand like you'd stand. All right. That's how you stand? You're pretty successful, so I guess you. I'm not going to argue with that one. Okay, focus. Right, laser focus. Okay, so just pick something, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the person next to you. And you're just going to give them everything you got on how certain you are about Ludaxx. Go. Come on! That's lousy! There you go, there you go. All right. Good. Okay, so you guys, yeah. Jared, come up here, man. Come on, Jared. Welcome, Jared. All right. You're telling me how great your certainty is. Let's see it. Go. Body
How
language.
positive are you?
Come on, something about Ludaxx. Okay, you guys. What I want you to do now, we're gonna close our eyes for a second. We're gonna visualize real quick, and then we're gonna celebrate, and then I'll get off. off here because I know we're time crunch. But, so, what I want you guys to do, close your eyes, right? All right, I want you guys to visualize 1 year from now. 1 year from now, imagine yourself in the ultimate certainty state. How do you look? How do you feel? Who are you helping? Yeah, there's the
Six-pack
All right. How do you guys feel? Have you helped a lot of people? How does your family feel? What does your commission checks look like? What rank are you guys? Yeah, buddy. 5 years from now. Keep your eyes closed. 5 years from now. Where are you guys? How many people have you helped? How many people are in your downline? How many six-figure income people have you helped change their lives and their families? How many healthy bodies have you helped create? How many amazing products have you given out? How many amazing people? Relationships you made? 10 years from now. We're going to take it all the way here. 10 years from now, guys. Where are you? On the beach. Rio de Janeiro. With F21 and a Mai Tai in hand. Yeah, with a car blocker. How many people have you helped? How much money have you made? What rank are you? What? What rank are you? What rank are you? What rank are you? All right, you guys, we're going to finish it off with celebration. This is where we're going to get crazy, you guys. All right?
Oh,
if I
boy.
see any lack of effort, we're going to do this over and over again until Gary wants to choke me out. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to pretend like it's Christmas. And you wake up in the morning, and you've just been given the rank of platinum. What I want you guys to do, we're going to spend 30 seconds to a song, and we're going to jump, you can dance, you can, I don't care, you can do whatever you want, crawl, break dance, and I'm going to have 2 people come up here with me. Who wants to come up here with me? Ron, get up here. All right, we're going to party on this 1999, you guys. 30 seconds. You have just reached platinum status. Merry Christmas. Go! Nice job, you guys. Nice job. All right, you guys. I know we got Loren coming up. So, thank you guys very much for listening. Let's take it to another level. Let's go home. Let's become platinum.
Thank you, Colby. Thank you so much. What a great job. What a great way to wind this down. We got one more great speaker, and I'm honored that he asked me to introduce him. You know what, Loren? Todd and I were just talking about it, and I remembered where we met you, and it was at Sandals when you had won the recruiting contest in the other company, and we met you there and became friends, and just really honor and respect this gentleman. He has so many things that he's achieved, but what I love the most about him is he lives life to the fullest. He's always so positive. He has such a great heart. He loves helping people, and he is a true, loyal friend and business partner. And anytime we've been around him, which hasn't been enough, by the way, he always lifts me up and always makes Todd and I feel so great and happy, and really brings our living to another level. So I'm going to enjoy getting to spend more time with him. I know Todd is too. Give Loren Miggad a big hand, please.
deep breath.
Cardio, baby.
There's enough air for everybody, isn't there? There's enough money for everybody. And we're all going to be prosperous beyond our wildest dreams. You know that? Yeah. So I'm just honored to be here from California, just to share your East Coast enthusiasm, and we're going to bring it all back to California and the West Coast, and we're just going to be a global, really, an amazing planet is about to happen. Because what I say to people is we really have a breakthrough going on here. This is what I call a medical breakthrough. Would you agree?
Yes.
I feel as though, and I gotta be careful when I say this, because in the last month I've slept very little. Because I feel as though I have the antidote to the sickness that this planet and this culture has. We have it. And when I saw that 60 Minutes clip on Is Sugar Toxic, have we all seen that? Yeah. And I watched it over and over, and I just let it go in my head like, oh, if there is a problem in America and in this country, in this world, it's sugar, it's metabolic disorders. And we have the answer. And so with that being said, I'm just going to empower and impress upon you what you really have. Is that all right? Because what I've done in my last 12 years is physical therapy, getting bodies better, broken, twisted, bent up, broken down bodies. My job as a therapist is to heal it back. And I know, and I've known for the last 12 years, that if we can get the diet right and get the body in an alkaline state of the acidity that's breaking down the immune system, if we can get that right, then the bodies that I fix and am attempting to heal through the physical therapy will heal quicker. And so when I can impress upon my patients that that's what they need to do, they respond dramatically faster. And so in my work outside of physical therapy, that's how I got to know Todd and Kathy, was in another company that was a health and wellness related company. But it was great if they would do it. But it was so hard, it seemed, to get people to change their habits. And that's where I struggled with. Those that listened, it would be great. And those that didn't, it was frustrating. So what I have done now in the last 2 years is I've adopted a program into my therapy where I would take a microscope, and I'm a live blood analyst now because I've learned the art of screening blood. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah. So I thought, man, if I could get a finger stick off my patient, and let's look at it, magnify it on a phase contrast microscope, and let's magnify it 1,000 times. And I blow it up on my TV screen, right in front of my patient. And there is your blood live. Kind of like, who here has kids, right? We all have kids, right? Daughters. And then when you watch your kid under ultrasound for the first time and you see your life going on, it's emotional, isn't it? And I thought, man, if I could take my patients and put their live blood on the screen and show them the dirty blood or clean blood, then that would perhaps empower them to do different in their choices. And so what I want to show you now is some examples. I was thinking about this on Thursday before I came here yesterday. And I just walked out on the floor. I may have mentioned this to some of you who weren't here yesterday. I just wanted a sample of some of the dirty blood. So I go out on the floor in the gym and I'm looking around going, and I saw this guy who's obviously fluffier than he wanted to be. I said, hey, how's your diet? He goes, horrible. That's horrible. I go, good, I want you, come here. And I charge $125 for the test, but today you're free. He says, okay. So he comes into my office and there's a finger stick. And in one drop of blood, you get approximately 5 million cells. And I can see the total health of a human being on one drop. And then I blew it up live, and I'm going to show you what I got, just off of a drop of blood, from a random dude out of the gym that had a highly processed diet. So I want to show you, how do I turn this on here? I'm going to show you first off what a normal, happy healthy cell looks like in your magnified 1,000 times. This is an erythrocyte, that's a red blood cell. And the background here, if you can see it, is clear. It looks like the sky. It almost looks like a lunar eclipse. Now, 7.2 microns is a perfect size of a perfectly normal, healthy cell, and it's round. That's it. That's what you want to look like. And so there you go as an example of what a normal, healthy cell looks like. So let's go to, yeah. Okay. Now, here we go, same cells. Now, this is what happens when the cells start to stick. They call that, it's a French word, rouleau. Rouleau means stack of coins. I call it worms. Because that's kind of what's happening here. Now you start to get a static effect in the blood, and now all the red blood cells start to stick. And now when that happens, you start to lose oxygen that's trying to get into the red blood cell, into the hemoglobin. That's how you have energy. But the more dirty the blood becomes, the more excess proteins and sugars that are in your diet, the blood starts to adhere and stick. Because if you can visualize a channel, a hose, a garden hose, that would be your capillary that's the smallest vessel of which millions of red blood cells glide through, singular, through that hose. And the 7.2 micron of the perfect size cell that's round, the pressure of the cell and the pressure of the wall of the hose is where oxygen exchanges. And if the cell is too big from the alcohol, excess junk, sugars, this kind of thing will cause the red blood cells to swell or to shrink. Macrocytes or smaller sites. Mini-sites. Microcytes, macrocytes, and so the size is affected. So now here we have this picture of it affected. Now, it can go worse than that. Stage 3 is called aggravated erythrocyte. It's where it looks like a traffic jam of cells. You can't even see one singular cell. So now let's go to the next one. Okay. This is a picture of what the liver looks like when it's dirty. We change our filters every month, every 3,000 miles in your air filters in your air conditioning, pool filters, but we never think about filtering our own livers, do we? We're breathing the same air, right? And so what happens here, as you can see, this is the platelets of the blood that are coagulated, and we call those sugars. Those are undigested sugars that are lodged into the liver, and now the liver has not the capability to digest it out. So now you get a backlog. The pancreas just can't keep up. And the enzymes are they're not doing their work in breaking down those excess sugars in the body. So then they start to back up, and then I call these are spicules. They're called, they look like a spider web, doesn't it? This is excess protein that just back up, and the proteins create lines, and this is just what we call liver stress. It'd be amazing how many people in this room might even have some liver stress. So how do we fix it? Go to the next slide. Watch this. Wait. So when this sits here long enough and you continue a diet of sugar, that thing's going to manifest itself into something worse. You ever heard of gout? Inflammatory situations where the body's so acid now, the body starts to inflame with inflamed vessels. Now it becomes brittle, and this is where diabetes and heart disease, all these issues start to really flare up because of what's happening here. So now, this next slide, you're going to see what happens to the sugars when they manifest long enough, could be days. Go ahead. That is a crystallized sugar. This sits in the blood and it looks like a diamond, doesn't it? Now, when I put it up on my screen, on my TV screen, you can see the TV. Here's the bottom of the TV here. Here's the TV up there. And here's a red blood cell right here. You can see how big in relation to the cell. And that's what scrapes the internal vessel walls. The veins, the arteries, the capillaries, they become clawed upon like a cat, just scratching from the edges of the crystallized sugar. This is what we can now understand how damaging our bodies can become through this toxic sugar. Now let's go to the next one. That's just another exaggerated picture of a random case off my gym floor out of a finger stick. Now one more. This here, if I could show this on live video, you can see this is the crystal. Here's a red blood cell here. But fascinating here to understand is every second of every day, your body's fighting for your best interest. And what you can see here is a granulated neutrophil. This is a white blood cell that's live, and this guy has, it looks like maggots if it were to be live on my screen, but it looks like maggots like this. And it moves around like a lava lamp, and it's wrapping itself around this crystal, trying to take it down like a snake around a rat. I'm trying to get rid of it, trying to digest it, but it's not going to happen. It's just too big. And he'll give up. And it's the saddest thing when you see this thing wrapping around, trying to do its work, but then it gives up and just walks away, he just gives up and goes find something he can eat, and he can digest. Isn't that amazing? Now let's go one more. This here is when now that crystal starts to manifest even longer. It's brown in color, and this is when you start to see the disease can start to set in. And this all happened one afternoon on a random finger stick. And I look at this, you guys. Okay, we're good with that. That's good, thanks. So as I said yes to Todd and Kathy, and as I do this every day, as I'm trying to passionately work with my patients, trying to get them to change their eating habits so that they can get their body in a different state. Todd and Kathy said, get this sugar blocker. And at first I was like, but then I started to realize, oh my goodness, we can block this stuff from happening before it even enters the body. Are you kidding me? And so I said, yes, I got to Utah, I come back down, and we started to do our own studies. So I have some doctors at Loma Linda University, because I'm a clinical educator for Loma Linda University for the doctoral students. And are you kidding? I'm supposed to teach in physical therapy, and I want to talk to them about the cellular physiology of what's going on. Because we have the captive audience of these patients and the people in our lives. And so what happens here now is we can block this before it even happens. And all you have to do is eat it, chew it, that's it. Don't have to coach people anymore. Just 2 before the meal, 3 with a cookie, 2 after the meal if you want. I mean, here, it's like you figure out your own math on what kind of sugars. But even if you're not doing sugar, I started on the product and lost 6 pounds. I was at 196 pounds at 6% body fat, and I didn't need to lose weight, but I lost what was in my gut. And I got a little leaner here. So who doesn't want to get a leaner here? Don't we all want that? Troy, come here a minute. Give Troy a big hand. So the way I see Ludaxx is what I call salve to the wound. We can really heal the body by limiting this stuff from happening. We can put this salve on the wound, which we know will heal, right? How long does it take for a wound to heal? We put the salve on it. How long?
7 days.
And that's about how long it takes most people to lose, what, 3, 5, 7 pounds?
Yes.
Are you hearing that?
Yes.
I just got a text while I was sitting back there. A guy's been on it for 7 days. He's lost 6 pounds. It seems to be the norm when we take this stuff, right?
For guys.
For guys. And he was a guy. Now, I didn't tell you a quick story. When I was in this other company, and I had a gal that I've been working with. Yeah. I've been working with this one lady for 6 years. 6 years. I would diet with her, coach her, encourage her. Every new product would come around, I would say, you gotta try this, gotta try that. And she would, and she tried, because here's the situation. She's beautiful, lean. If you were to look at her up on stage and she could tell you the story, you would laugh her brains out. Because she'll tell you everything. Like, graphic because her situation is she's a recovering eating disorder patient. She's 47 years old. Her internals are just a mess. And so I'm really working with her. It's not a weight issue, it's a feel-good issue for her. And so she gets on the product. First off, I said, Tammy, I got something new for you. And she came, bought the product. She got on it, and I didn't see her. It's been 10 days, and I saw her. 10 days went by. She went to Hawaii, did her little thing, got back from a trip, and I saw her on Thursday, and I left to come here on Friday. And she walked in the gym, and I went, Tammy. I was kind of afraid. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to ask, because what would be the result? And she came over to me just with a big old smile on her face. Because here was her situation. Because she was so messed up in her gut, she would poop about every 2.5 weeks. Once. One time. And that's her normal. And she knows she's toxic and she looks good, but she feels like crud. Right? So I thought, what can we do to move her? Well, what will happen for her? I don't know. So I just told her, take the bottle and eat them. 2 or 3 at a time. You know, every meal. She came up to me, what she said with a big old smile on her face. She gave me a real life, so I'm pooping every day. Well, not Thursday morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought this was a sugar bar. So, back to Troy. Because Troy, do you and I, we can change the world, true?
Yes, sir.
Look what you've done in this, what, how long have you been doing this thing?
16 weeks.
So, Troy, I'm going to tell you guys that we have to protect our minds. Because how many people out there are going to just kind of laugh at us? I thought this was a hokey thing the second they were saying sugar blocker. I thought, yeah, did you? I mean, I wasn't sure. So there's going to be naysayers out there, and you know what? It's fun to be powerful in here. We can be powerful here, but when we get home, that seed of doubt's going to creep in, maybe. Right? And so I'm going to check you. We're going to all watch you for a second, because I'm going to demonstrate to them and you how powerful is the brain. Because Colby did a really good job back there, kind of hitting on this whole thing about physiology and all that mindset, state, and all that stuff. So I want you to put your arm out like this. Okay. Now, so now I'm going to muscle test. Maybe somebody's seen this, but this is interesting to watch. I'm going to see how strong he is. So I'm going to take my hand right here, and I'm going to have yeah. Close your eyes. Just do that. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to push down on 3, 2, go. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Did you give it everything you had?
Yes. I've seen his arms.
So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to whisper something in his ear, and then I'm going to check. We bombed it out there in the hall. So now, so you have to really think about every time. You're going to internalize it. Okay? Then, as soon as I get done, recheck you. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm going to say one more thing in your brain, and then we're going to watch one more time. Okay, ready? Now, close your eyes. Okay, put your arm up. 3, 2, 1. That's better than the first time. Now here's the message. Okay, you want to know what I told him, right? Yeah. The mind is so powerful, and you're going to walk out of this room, and every day, every minute, every second, you have control of your mind, what goes in it.
That's right.
And whatever goes in it, is it going to empower you, or is it going to... He was in the room, and Colby just got done firing us up. You know what I told him? The first time around, what did I say?
He said the company was a fake and it wouldn't be around for 6 months and you will make no money.
And honestly, that was weird. That was weird.
They looked at, yeah.
Dude, come on.
Well, dude.
Okay, so then I had him internalize the second phrase, okay? And what did you say? What happened?
This one's much better. It says in 6 months you'll be a platinum making $1 million.
So I'm going to end with this. I want you to find something you can empower yourself with, because it's going to be your tool to give you the strength to go the mile that you set for yourself in life. Not in this business, yes, this business is becoming our life. But you want to set yourself on sights to fly the tops of the world, okay? Like eagles just drifting on the wings of the current. It takes a lot to get it off the ground, but once you get up, you glide, right? And our job is to inspire others to do the same. So I'm going to inspire you and empower you, challenge you to find something you can memorize. And maybe you have one already, but get it in your head, and you better have that tool for you. You want me to recite to you what I have done to help me, minute to minute? It's Marianne Williamson. It's very powerful for me. It goes, my deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, that is my deepest fear. And so I ask myself, well, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous? And again I say, well, who am I not to be? For I'm a child of God, and me playing small does not serve the world.
Loren.
Hey, where's Kobe? Kobe, get on up here. Okay, on behalf of Ludaxx and Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy Lewis sitting here in the front row, they wanted to present you guys with a gift from Ludaxx, and thanks for you guys' support and speaking tonight. So. Thank you, gentlemen, both very much.
All right.
Okay, I think this is what we've all been waiting for. The lucky draw. I'm going to going to pass the microphone over here to Jerry because I have photography duties. Okay. So I have prepared a bunch. So, quick question: does everybody have the tickets that think they should deserve tickets? Let's make sure everybody has them. Okay. I'm gonna walk around. We're gonna go grab the prizes. We'll sit down. We'll go to the prizes and stuff at the door. And then I'll walk around and have people start picking out random things. Go from there. So would you like to go first? This will be a bag of swag. So, everybody ready? 5, 7, 3, 1, 0, 0. This is in the blue. 5, 7, 3, 1, 0. Yeah. This line is stuff. Who like to draw?
We got 5, 7, 3, 1, 4, 0.
5, 7, 3, 1, 0. 5, 7, 3, 0, 3, 0.
Next.
Was that not a number?
No, left. Next.
Card.
Jeff and Jean Clark. Oh, they're not here, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go again.
All right. 5, 7, 3, 1, 5, 1. Oh. Seriously? It's on purpose? Really? You done?
Jacked up.
Cinque, 7, 3, 1, 2, 6.
Gaia!
Oh, sorry. 5, 7, 3, 1, 2, 6.
Can we get the real roll call here? Can we get a little for the Victor?
You're kidding.
It is 5, 7, 3, 1, 5, 2.
Yay!
How many more we got there, Andrew?
Oh, we got a bunch.
Okay. There you go.
5, 7, 3, 1, 0, 3.
Anyone?
What is
it?
What is the number again?
Yes. All right.
5, 7, 3, 1, 4, 1.
Back here. Oh, yeah.
5, 7.